Hello and welcome back to another video on Unpack Technologies. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to use Stage Manager on your macOS device. This was a new feature that was introduced with macOS Ventura and allows for a new way of multitasking on your Mac. So let's get straight into it. Alright, so firstly we'll look at how Stage Manager works, and then I'll show you some of the settings that you can change. There's not too many settings, but there's a few just to customize it. So to turn on Stage Manager, what you need to do is go up to the Control Center in the top right of your menu bar, and then go to Stage Manager, which is shown below the focus icon there. So if you turn on Stage Manager, for the first time it will give you a little prompt saying, with Stage Manager you can create your ideal workspace and multitask with ease. Resize app windows, see multiple overlapping windows in a single view, and quickly switch between apps. So that's just showing you how it sort of works, and then you can click Turn on Stage Manager. So now Stage Manager is turned on, you may have noticed that the one icon I had on my desktop has disappeared. If you've got a lot more icons, that will be more noticeable. That's one of the settings that happens when you turn on Stage Manager. You can always adjust that in system settings later on, and I'll show you how to change that later on. But first we'll just have a look at how it works. So we'll start by opening a couple of apps here. So I'll open Safari, and you'll see straight away that it actually opens with a bit of a gap left on the left. You'll see why that is in a moment, because that's where the Stage Manager files will come up. And then we'll open a few other apps such as the calendar, and straight away you'll see what happens here. So Safari has now moved onto the left here into what they call Stage Manager. So right now calendar is in the view, and if I click on Safari, it will swap Safari into the view and then hide calendar onto the left hand side there. Now let's just open a few more apps here, such as maybe reminders, and then we'll go to maybe system settings and maybe the Notes app. And you'll see that all of these apps have now been categorized onto the left hand side of the computer, and you can continuously swap between them. And if you ever want to see the desktop, all you have to do is click out of the app, and it will put them all to the side, and then you'll see you have your desktop here. Now, some ways that you can customize this Stage Manager is if you want a couple of apps shown on one screen, such as maybe we want reminders and notes on the same screen, all you need to do is drag out notes from the left, and you'll see it then comes out here and puts them both into the same stage. And then you can change that around, resize the windows however you want on that particular stage, and then you can swap to a different stage, and then they'll stay grouped together. So when you click back onto them, it'll stay grouped with the way that you've resized the windows. And if you ever want to pull one out of a group, all you have to do is drag it to the left again, and it will drag it out of the group and keep them all separate again. So you can do that for as many different windows as you want. So you could group 3 windows together and have them all sort of resized here and moved around, and then you can just swap between the different windows, which is pretty handy. And if you want to see what apps are actually in a group when you're swapping around, now sometimes it's a bit buggy and it does that, I'm not sure why, but if you click on the little icons in the group, it will then show you what apps are in there. So you can see it says Notes, System Settings, and Reminders. If we click on this for Safari, it'll just say Safari. So that's a way that you can see what different apps are in the stage. Alright, so now that we can see how Stage Manager sort of works, let's close out of some of these apps now, and I'll show you some of the different settings. So if we head over, I'll just turn off Stage Manager for now. If we head into System Settings here, what you'll need to do is scroll down on the left-hand side here to desktop and dock. Now, it's worth mentioning that this is only available to people running macOS Ventura. So if you're on Monterey and older and you have a supported Mac device, you can just go to software update and update to macOS Ventura and you'll have this feature. Now, if you're on an unsupported Mac, unfortunately, you won't be able to use Stage Manager. Now, in the desktop and dock settings, what you can do is scroll down until you see Stage Manager. So it's under the Windows and Apps little menu here. And you'll see that there's just one little setting here for Stage Manager. So all you need to do is to customize the settings, just turn Stage Manager back on, and then you can click Customize. So these are just the 3 little settings that you have for it. You can show whether you want recent applications shown. So if you remove that, it will get rid of the bar on the side. So then what it will do is it will just automatically hide and show that bar. So you sort of have to, if you want to ever use it, you have to go to the side and then pull it up like that. So that's one of the settings you've got. And if we head back over to system settings, we can also, I'll just turn that back on for now. We can also adjust whether we want to see the desktop items. So if I turn that on, you'll see that it will show the desktop items on the desktop without having to click to the back to be able to see it and hide everything. So you can adjust that, and then you can say show windows from an application all at once or just once at a time. So what this will do is, if you've got multiple instances of an application, you'll see that when I was clicking Command N there to make new windows, you'll see that it only shows them one at a time when I'm clicking through the different Safari windows. However, if I change it to all at once, you'll see that it will open all of these windows all at once when I open Safari. So that's just a little bit of a personal preference there, if you want that on, or just at once at a time where it will swap between them. So that's up to you there. And that's pretty much it for the settings you can change on Stage Manager. So I'll just close out these apps again. And yeah, that about wraps us up for the little Stage Manager tutorial of today. Hopefully this was helpful and gave you a good insight into how Stage Manager works and whether it will be helpful in your workflow. I know there was some mixed thoughts about it when it came out at WWDC, so I'd recommend just trying it for yourself and seeing whether it's helpful or whether maybe it's not as good as just the standard mission control and the way that we always have resized and managed apps on macOS. So it's really just a personal preference. So yeah, just try it out. Get Ventura on your Mac and see if you like it. And hopefully this video gave you a good insight into how to activate it and work it, and then change some of the settings if you would like to. Thanks for watching this video on Unpack Technologies. Don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.